Thank you to Geology for sponsoring this video. We have been using Geology for a long while now, and the reason is, it's great. They've won 41 awards from Men's Health to Hypebeast, Birdie, Esquire, Ask Men, and Oprah Daily Grooming Awards. Taking care of your skin as a man has not always been the norm, but it should be. We have skin too, and as we're getting older and maybe not always having the healthiest of habits, it gives us an easy way to make ourselves feel good, look good, and keep our skin healthy. Geology's products are built around a handful of powerful, proven ingredients that have been trusted by dermatologists for decades, and they have over 10,000 five-star reviews to prove it. They give you routines that are tailored to your needs, and using their products is easy. Don't waste your time trying endless other products that may or may not work. Geology has distilled skincare down to the essentials with dermatologist-approved ingredients. They have everything from hair and body wash to moisturizing body cream, and one of my favorites, the under eye cream. So whether you want to fight acne, reduce oiliness, prevent wrinkles or dark circles under your eyes, or you just need a great aluminum-free deodorant, Geology has everything you need, like their powerful vitamin C and E ferulic acid serum. Right now, for a limited time, they're hooking you up with an absolutely insane offer. Use my code BARFLY70 and they will give you an exclusive 70% off their award-winning skincare trial set. On top of that, you can get up to 50% off add-on products of your choice when you add it to your trial. That's only $12 for the month trial. This is one of the best offers you're gonna see, so get it before it's gone. So I'm gonna start today's video with kind of a long story. Hopefully it's not a boring story, but it might be a little bit rambly, I guess. A few months ago, I partnered up with some other bartenders and Patron to do a fire relief event here in LA. We did a little bit of bartending at this bar called Wolves here in downtown. And Garrett Richard, my good friend, showed up because he is really super supportive and awesome like that. If you guys don't know who Garrett Richard is, look him up. He is quickly becoming a legend in this industry. Has a great cocktail book called The Tropical Standard, which is pretty amazing. He's got a really nice, modernized and scientific approach to bartending and then respecking tiki cocktails into these amazing creations. So you should definitely pick up that book if you haven't got it. Anyway, he's super supportive, and after my bartending shift was over, we went out to drink, and he told me about this book called The Jones Cocktail Guide, and that there was a drink in there, kind of an old-fashioned variation-ish drink called the Snoopy, which a lot of bars in New York have been recreating and putting on menus. So I got curious and tried to track down a Jones cocktail guide and couldn't find one for under $225, which I didn't want to pay, especially since it's a cocktail book from the 70s, and that is sort of a mid-century-ish, you know, from like the 1950s to 1970s is a pretty dark time for bartending in the United States. So I didn't want to pay that much for it. It just didn't seem worth it. And then Marius tracked one down on the internet for what, like 25 bucks?
Yeah, 30, around 30.
Or 30. So he picked it up and it's in rough shape, but we got our hands on the book and then I started looking through it, and honestly, the book is kind of awesome. Like most classic cocktail books, it's like one part of this, two part of this is talking about everything's in parts. But this cocktail book is modern enough that everything is talked about in ounces. So when I started looking at the specs are sensible. Like this guy knows how to balance simple syrup and lime juice, which is, you know, beyond some of the older, you know, cocktail books made by famous bartenders. And they're very easy to recreate, but not only that, sometimes the ingredients are crazy, and I thought it would be a lot of fun to kind of respec drinks that came out of this book. So for today's video, we're not respecing anything. I just wanted to take 3 recipes that I thought looked pretty good and then make them and then see if they're any good. And if they are good, then great, you have a wonderful cocktail. If they're not good, we'll follow up with another episode where I'll go to work, I'll respec them, and then I'll bring them back about, and then we'll have some 3 respect cocktails that are awesome. But the book is pretty awesome. It's definitely worth a gander. And this dude, Stan Jones, dude, is like crazy looking dude. That is, was LA based. He was a restaurant manager, and then also wrote manuals for like training manuals for bars and restaurants. So he took 3 years to compile all his notes. So over 20 years worth of notes to create this book. Another thing that's kind of awesome about this book is that it's in alphabetical order. He didn't categorize it by spirit. So the recipes are like, they can be like a clump of very similar recipes all made with rum, and then like 5 whiskey recipes and then a gin recipe, and then back to 5 more rum recipes. It's really kind of chaotic that way because it's just done by the cocktail name, whatever he either decided to name it or whatever he pulled from like 1970s popular cocktail society. So it's like really weirdly done. It's just done like a list. In the front, there's a lot of information about like spirits. It's a little antiquated, but I don't know. I think that it's kind of an awesome book and worth a gander. And just look at this guy. We found, where was the picture that we found? Oh, here we go.
Well, there's the other book, his Cooking with Spirits book.
The Cooking with Spirits book. Oh, I honestly, dude, I think we should show, hold on, let's show people what he looks like. So everyone has just like a visual representation of what Stan Jones looks like. Where is that book though? That's the question. So, is this it? No, that's the cocktail Bible. It's called Cooking with Spirits, right?
Yeah, I think so, something like that.
Where did we put Cooking with Spirits? It's a floppy book, right? It's not hardback, right?
Yeah, soft cover, and it's pretty tall.
I know, but that does not saying much because we have a lot of tall books. I don't know if it's in this thing. Where did we put it? This guy is so, oh, here it is. I'm gonna put it right here. We should put it back on the shelf. I mean, this outfit is kind of amazing. And just it's the most cringy thing I've ever seen. Not only just because the outfit is kind of cringe, but also he is so freaking uncomfortable. Like you can tell this guy does not have his photo taken at all. Look at this. Like, it's cringe as fuck. I mean, I guess this wasn't cringe in the 1970s. He's got like a velour, like it's like a velour double-breasted kind of, you know,
he would
fancy coat,
right.
And then jeans.
Yeah.
Which is very, I guess that's very 70s, but.
He would make George Costanza proud.
Why is?
Oh, he would drape himself in velvet if it was socially acceptable.
Oh, George Costanza would? I don't know if I've watched, I guess I didn't watch Seinfeld enough to know that.
You know, if it was socially acceptable.
I know you would drape yourself in velvet.
Although I have been actually diving into Seinfeld recently because, you know, when Seinfeld was popular, I was pretty young. And like my dad watched it and I would watch it with him sometimes, but I never I never watched this as an adult. So I should get back into it. So I have been watching some episodes.
It's good.
All right, we're gonna get into making cocktails. I wanna put this book away because I don't want it to get all sticky.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna put both of these back on the shelf and we're gonna make sure that we know where Stan Jones is in case we wanna take a gander anytime in the future. I feel like we should recreate one of the Cooking with Spirits recipes for like a special, maybe we should do that as a members only. I don't know, I feel like we should start getting into members only videos again. $5.99 a month gets you into the Barflies thing. You get a commemorative pin, and which gives you exclusive membership, one video a month, exclusive live streams. All right, that's enough talk ahead of all the whiners are gonna start complaining that we haven't gotten to the cocktail yet.
They skipped already to that.
You know what, they still whine about it though. It's like, yeah, there's chapters, you can just skip ahead. Well, let's get into the first cocktail. The first cocktail is called, not the Royal Club Fizz. The first cocktail is called a Sloppy Joe's cocktail. I'm pretty sure that this is a cocktail either from or commemorating the legendary Cuban bar Sloppy Joe's that actually reopened in 2013 and was very, very popular in the 1930s and, you know, throughout Prohibition up until the 30s and 40s. It was very popular.
How did you pick these three out of the 1,400?
Funny you should ask because there's like, I tried to pick them randomly, but I wanted to pick things that looked like they would be kind of good, that they had some balance, I guess, to them. You know, like I wanted to make sure that they weren't just freaking crazy. The thing about Stan Jones is that dude loves to use orange juice in like everything. And he also loves to pair spirits with sherry, but doesn't specify what kind of sherry, unless it's cream sherry, which he does specify.
What is that?
Cream sherry? It's like, it's a style of sherry. It's mainly cream sherry is used for cooking, I believe, but it's just a different type of sherry. It's like less crisp, it's more creamy. But I don't have a ton of experience with it. I barely have used it in cocktails before.
But there's no cream in it like Bailey's. It's not like a Bailey's sherry?
No, there's no cream in it. No, but it's called cream sherry. If you want to look it up, we can figure out exactly what cream sherry is. He does talk about cream sherry, but he won't say whether it's like Amontillado, because like in the 1970s, I think there was like cooking sherry in America. That's about it. All right, cream sherry, full-bodied sherry, typically made by blending dry sherry base like Oloroso with Pedro Jimenez. Okay, yeah, so it's basically cream sherry is made by taking the crisper, drier type of sherry and then blending it with PX sherry, the Pedro Jimenez sherry, which is like sweeter. It's like a lot sweeter and it's like more raisiny in flavor. So you blend those together to make cream sherry. So that is specified in the book, but like no other sherry is mentioned by type. It's just cherry. And then he loves to do that. He also loves to pair things with a vermouth and put vermouth in things, like lots of stuff. So I don't know, getting back to how I pick these cocktails. So I picked them just like kind of based on the recipe. They had to have, you know, something about them that was either going to be balanced or something. I just like looked at the specs to see like what he was doing with citrus and what types of sugar content were in it. I wanted to pick things that were simple to make so that people at home would actually recreate these, because I think this would be kind of fun for people to recreate, and then they can weigh in the comments. But I then realized that thing about tons of rum in here, so I inadvertently picked 2 rum cocktails, and I picked the cocktails days apart. So I didn't really look. I should have looked at the cocktails and picked 3 very different ones. But I mean, the thing is that you're hard pressed to find very different cocktails in the book, even though there's like hundreds of recipes. And I ended up picking 2 rum cocktails, but it was all just ones that I was genuinely interested in tasting and just seeing how is this going to taste. So that's how I picked them.
Okay. All right.
They were all picked because there was something like somewhat intriguing about the drink. So let's get started. The first one, yeah, the Sloppy Joe cocktail. Okay, here we go. Oh no, I like got thrown by that long aside. All right, so juice a lemon. Oh, I just juiced a lemon.
Mm-hmm. And it's lime?
Yeah, actually, which reminds me, you know, I'm gonna put the lemon juice aside, but we are gonna use it in a second. But you know what I don't have is a tool rinse and tub. Let me go fill up a tool rinse and tub. There are no garnish notes on any of these cocktails. So I guess we're just gonna have to garnish them as we see fit.
Yeah, dealer's choice.
Maybe I'll just have to like taste it and be like, all right, this is the garnish I wanna put on it. Let's actually make the cocktail. Oh my God, these are like, it's gonna be no juice that comes out of these. This is like crazy.
Yeah, they're very firm.
Yeah, it's like, I bet you that half just yielded like 1/4 ounce of juice. 3/4 ounce of lime juice.
Oh, it seemed like
For an entire lime that big,
yeah.
it should have had more than 3/4 ounce, but you know,
There's
you can't
nothing
have
left?
everything.
There's nothing left in the jigger? There's nothing left in the jigger? Oh, I didn't see it.
Why are you, what's that all about?
I don't know, maybe you were trying to lie. Maybe you were like,
3/4 ounce of dry vermouth. Why would I lie?
I don't know, you just like showed it like very suspiciously. Like, oh, look here, there's nothing to see.
Huh? I'm not even using this in this cocktail. We're using Anders Ericsson's Grenadine because it's pretty good, dude. I'm gonna do 1/2 ounce of Grenadine. And we're doing 1/2 ounce of Curacao as well. 3/4 ounce of Jamaican rum. I like to use Appleton for these questionable cocktails. It's just so, you know, the Appleton signature. It's just so good. Let me check that spec and make sure. 3/4 lime, granite half, 3/4, yeah. All of these also are going to be served. Well, that's actually not true. One of them is a fizz and will be served up, but the other ones will be served in a tall glass. But some of these are. The other 2 are cocktail glasses. I don't know. Not a lot of variation. I had wanted to like maybe try to vary things a little more, but I guess I just didn't do a very good job of it. Look at this cold draft. Ooh, look at that. I love cold draft.
It's a very 70s color.
You know what's really funny? That's exactly what I was thinking. Like literally, I was thinking to myself, that is an uninspiring color. And then I was like, it's very much 70s. It's very, very 70s. So we agree on that. I mean, it's like salmon-y colored.
Yeah, but like
Salmon colored.
for one that's like seen better days.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just like a,
It's like salmon that has gone off.
yeah, it's like a brown, gray, dull. In camera here, I don't know what it's gonna look like, we'll see. It looks warmer and redder in camera, but
Than it does in real life.
That's just brown, gray.
Well, I wouldn't say gray. I would say it's pretty red and kind of salmon-y.
Yeah, but it's
well,
like
a deep salmon color.
But like very desaturated kind of red.
It's pretty good though, dude. Wow. Really vibrant on the lime, and I think, you know, here's the thing. We have seen an influx of respecs of cocktails, or like original cocktails that cocktail creators on the internet have been making, where they do 3/4 of an ounce of some type of citrus, balancing it with 1/2 ounce of a liqueur and 1/2 ounce of a syrup, right? And so when you take a syrup and a liqueur and raise it to 1 ounce together, you get a really nice balance on that citrus. And that's exactly what this guy did in this 1970s book, which is pretty surprising. I mean, but it's the complete right thing to do. The thing is that Anders Ericsson's Grenadine is rich. It's a rich Grenadine. Then we put it on a refractometer. It came out at like 62 bricks or something like that. So it's higher than regular simple syrup. And so it's gonna play up that sweetness more. But what's nice about that is that if you do 1-to-1 Grenadine, which you really shouldn't, if you do 1-to-1 Grenadine, it's actually more kind of savory in that like savory, sweet sort of honey kind of way than it is sweet. And so you get something that's really not sweet and not able to balance with a liqueur. So with this more robust kind of 2-to-1 or 1.5-to-1 ratio of sugar to pomegranate juice, you get something that can balance out along with the Curacao. The lime is like right up front. It's super big on lime, and then you get the savoriness of the Grenadine and then the sweetness. I think that the Curacao gets a little bit lost. And I'm not really sure what the Vermouth is doing in there, because between the Appleton and the Curacao, the Vermouth is not in there. I'd love to make this cocktail again, take the Vermouth out completely, just to taste what it's doing in there, because I'm sure those botanicals are kind of playing into it somehow. Maybe it'll taste flat without the Vermouth, I don't really know, but it doesn't really seem like it's doing that much. And then of course, on the back end, you do get all of that Jamaican kind of rum funk, if you will. I don't know, those tropical flavors that kind of bring everything together. But it's a really good cocktail. Like there's nothing that I would do to it to balance it anymore. The Dolan, I don't know what it's doing in there, but at the same time, I don't mind it being in there. Even if it's just there for filler, it's kind of nice. You know, not to mention the fact that like Vermouth is pretty tart on the finish, and then it also lends its own kind of sweetness in there, and it didn't unbalance the cocktail in any way. I thought it was pretty damn good. I don't think it needs a respec, the Sloppy Joe cocktail. Love it, gotta say. Here's my question. It utilizes Jamaican rum. I wonder if, I think we should do some research to figure out if this is actually, I'm sure that Sloppy Joe's in Havana, Cuba has a signature drink. I also happen to know that there is a Sloppy Joe's in Florida, a more current bar. If this is kind of based on like the historic Sloppy Joe's from Cuba, why are they not using Cuban rum? Right. That being said, Cuban rum doesn't have that same tropical, it's a lot more even flavored, even though, you know, they got some really good, you know, kind of aged ones, but Cuban style rum is a lot more even keeled. It doesn't have that funk, and I do love the funk in here, so. Yeah. But it's just weird that it's in a Sloppy Joe cocktail. But
yeah, I mean, they can't use only Cuban rum in Cuba, so I guess they wanted that funk.
I just wonder if this is the official drink. Like, did Sloppy Joe's make an official drink? I think we should garnish it with a lime peel, which, yeah, it's very underutilized. Yeah, let's garnish it with a lime peel and do a little like lime zest on top. These are like, this one looks promising.
In the 70s, I'm sure they didn't do that.
No, I'm sure they didn't. Let's just give it a little of the lime oils, you know? Some people complain about the bitterness of lime peels, but quite honestly, I think that bitterness that comes off the lime peel is really nice and helpful in some certain cocktails, I think. Ooh, that's actually really malleable peel, so there we go, that looks nice. So there it is, the Sloppy Joe cocktail. You know, it's funny because when we do these things for Instagram, I'd be like, the Racquet Club Fizz was created by, but we have no creation, like, notes on this, other than that it's from the Stan Jones Cocktail Guide, first published in 1977. The Racquet Club Fizz is, looks like a tasty ass drink though, I gotta say. And I'm excited to make it. I gotta check one thing though, because I wanna have a very specific glass that I did not chill, unfortunately. I'm gonna put it in the freezer now. It's not gonna be chilled, but at least maybe it'll be like a little cold when we get to it. I don't know how you're gonna cut this reel, but I think it should become a reel. It's gonna be real good. We're using eggs, the last of our eggs that we've had in the studio for a couple weeks now. I'm somewhat sure that it doesn't have avian flu or whatever, so hopefully we get through this. I don't know, egg white cocktails have been kind of a stretch lately. Yeah. There are many alternatives to egg white. We actually have here an alternative that was sent to us that was like an aquafaba powder that a company sent to us that we haven't used it. Right. Or should we just use it in this cocktail? Yeah, I don't want to mess with it. I'm going to do egg white. I mean, it's just like, you know, look at that pre-juiced lemon juice right here too. So, all right, This is straight up fizz, so we're gonna be putting some club soda in this. You wanna make sure that everything is chilled, even, obviously chill your glass, as it does not have any ice content in it. I failed at that today, so just make sure your soda is chilled, make sure your glass is chilled, make sure everything that you use is chilled. This has gotten to room temp finally, so. Just made some simple syrup. Oh, I'm actually using the Anders Ericsson 1.5:1 ratio because I have not used that. And I gotta say that a lot of people, since we posted that reel on simple syrups, a lot of people have been like, I like 2:1 because it's got a richer mouthfeel, it's a little thicker, it lasts longer, and I think that that's great. I think 1.5:1, I don't think we need to respec the cocktail for that, but we're gonna see. So we're gonna try it out today.
I mean, it's gonna be
a little sweeter.
A little sweeter, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you know what? Why don't we break out the refractometer and see what 1.5:1 actually comes in at sweetness-wise? Why don't we just figure out, just break out this little piece of professional equipment that everyone should have. Like everyone should have this. If you don't have a refractometer, there's no excuse for you.
You would think that it's like 50% sweeter, but maybe it's only 25%.
Well, here's the thing, 2:1 is 67 bricks or something. Mm-hmm. So it means it's 17% sweeter. So this has got to fall less than that, but more than simple. Simple is 50, so 1:1 simple is 50. So we'll see what this comes in at. Whoa, it's like right in the middle, 60 bricks. 60 bricks, so it's right in the middle. It's like right smack dab in the middle of 1:1 and 2:1, which makes sense. It's 1.5:1. So. But that's actually higher than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to come in around like high 50s. I thought it was going to be like 57 or something. But we're going to see. I don't think that it's going to make this cocktail too sweet though. Just looking at the specs, I think this is a good one to do it on because it's balancing out some simple. I might cut it down to well, I don't know. Let's just do it. I'm not going to just talk my way through my method right now. I'm just going to. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is 1 ounce of lemon juice. There's more than an ounce in here, so and we're gonna do 3/4 of an ounce of our simple syrup. I did like a scant 3/4 though, because we are putting some pineapple in this as well. 1/2 ounce of pineapple. This is a measurement you don't see that often, but 1 3/4. See 1 1/2, you see 2 a lot, but 1 3/4 you don't. I'm gonna have to do this in a 2-stage pour because I wanna get it exact, so. 1 3/4 ounce of rum. I'm using the Denizens Merchant's Reserve because it's good, wonderful rum, and I think it's gonna be fantastic in this drink. Ooh, is this? I don't know about this egg, dude. Let's give it the sniff test.
I'm sure it's fine.
No, smells fine. Doesn't even have the wet dog smell that everyone complains about. That doesn't actually exist. All right, here we go. Give it a shake. You want to look someone dead in the eye with a really intense stare. That make you feel uncomfortable? No, that doesn't. Not much makes you feel uncomfortable.
After 7 years of this channel,
nothing. We're gonna do a rock of ice or a sphere so that we get the good texture, and we're gonna find a really small cheater cube for the dilution. Just give this a second. It's untempered ice. All right, well, it did make it relatively cold. It kind of reminds me of that drink of the rum cow. Do you remember that drink?
Vaguely.
Vaguely? Do you vaguely remember that drink?
Yeah.
It's like rum and milk.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking like this drink might be better if you added a little heavy cream to it, or if you added, even better, a little coconut cream to it.
So if you added like cream, it would kind of be like a Ramos.
Ramos, right. You can build it up like a Ramos. Yeah. All right, then we just add our soda. Did not shake it long enough to really solidify that. Whoa! There it is, the Racquet Club Fizz. Let's give it a sipple. freaking delightful. And well balanced. You got the lemon right up front, rum, the pineapple. I almost want something to push forward more tropical flavor in this though. Like, I think it could use a little more like maybe a funkier rum. I really do like the Denizen. It's really Welsh, really rum forward. It's got like lemon, rum, you get the pineapple in the finish. Nicely balanced and very creamy, but I almost want to go with like a straight Jamaican rum, or maybe even overproof Jamaican rum, or maybe cut some overproof Jamaican rum in there. Would be kind of nice. So there it is, guys, the Racquet Club Fizz. I think actually, wait, before we do that, I want to add just like a tad more. Look at that. Look at that. Looks brilliant. Looks brilliant. But I think what it needs is a little, I don't think it needs an actual garnish, but what I would like to do is a little text and discard kind of thing. Oh, so you're getting that nice fresh lemon right up front. There it is, the Racquet Club Fizz. I have high hopes for the apple pie cocktail. Is it going to taste like apple pie? I don't know. And I didn't mean for this to happen, but every single recipe has had rum. This wasn't supposed to be a rum episode, but it's apparently the Jones Guide to Rum Cocktails episode today.
And most of them have grenadine too.
And most of them have grenadine too, because he loves this is what I've gotten about just like from Stan Jones. He loves to put a grenadine in a cocktail. He loves to put some type of vermouth, some type of sherry, and orange juice. Those are like his favorite things. I would not be surprised if there are several cocktails in this book that have orange juice, sherry, vermouth, and rum, because he loves a rum too. There's a lot of rum. Like, I literally picked these at random, they're all rum. There is no like reference to what kind of rum, it just states rum in the book. So I picked a white blended rum that has some Jamaican funk notes. I want those funk notes because I think that those are gonna go a long way toward making the apple pie flavor. And then it also denotes apricot liqueur, it denotes apricot brandy. And the only apricot brandy that I could find is like an eau de vie style. But this apricot brandy that I found, which is a Serbian, is it Serbian? It's Serbian apricot brandy. It's really apricot-y, and it has that like, brandy has a like brandy that like fruit brandy, and this like not necessarily grape brandy, but like brandy from apples or like other fruits. It has this like funky, musty sort of scent and flavor to it that this has in spades, but it is eau de vie style. So I didn't find like a aged one.
You know what I think? I mean,
but very apricot forward, apricot forward.
We should make it with this one. Well, you know what I think would go great in this one, potentially?
Great in what?
In this cocktail.
Oh, in this cocktail, not the apricot, but...
Yeah.
Is what?
Is the Chernobyl apple...
Oh, vodka?
Vodka thing. That was kind of like a vodka, but it was like brandy.
And come to think of it, yeah, it's kind of brandy sort of vodka. Well, vodka can be like typically made out of anything. So you can make something out of fruit and call it a vodka.
Yeah, because now you can have flavor.
Because it can vodka. It can be made out of, like even if you distill the flavor, if you distill it enough times, the flavor will go away.
Yeah, but now they can have a character.
Yeah, so technically, but technically anything that's made out of a fruit is brandy.
Right.
So yeah, brandy, vodka. Yeah, I don't know, we could try that out. I also, that musty sort of scent is in that as well, yeah. I don't know if that would be too, well, I don't know. I mean, it's the same, so I don't know, we could try it. But this has a very big apricot, like the nose on it is like super apricot, and it's kind of fresh apricot at that. It still has that mustiness though. All right, this is also one of those weird cocktails that is a stir, even though it has syrup and it has citrus in it, and then some other stuff, spirits and vermouth and all the other things that Stan Jones loves so much. So first thing we're gonna do is 1/4 ounce of lemon juice. Put that straight into our stir. We're gonna do 1/4 ounce of our grenadine as well.
Gonna look like that first drink.
1/4 ounce of our apricot brandy. 1 ounce of sweet vermouth. And
but it's got
1 ounce of rum. Yeah, it's a split-base cocktail.
But the other rum was a dark rum. So between the sweet vermouth and this white rum, maybe it's a similar color,
Oh, true that.
It just doesn't have any, oh, it does,
That's enough. That's enough of that. It kind of has like an iced tea sort of sunsetty vibe to it. You know what I also noticed about this cocktail is that it's going to have like particulate matter from the grenadine floating in it. I'm going to double strain it because
I mean, it doesn't say not to do it, so.
Well, I think the particulate matter is going to get through the strainer because I think it's really small, but we're going to mitigate it here.
There's some left on that thing, you see it?
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know if it really caught that much, but I can't really see much floating around in there right now. So. No garnish notes, so. Does it taste like an apple pie? That's the question. If it does, I'm going to be blown away. That is really, really, really good. And it has an apple pie vibe to it for sure. I gotta say, you know, Stan Jones could actually mix a drink, dude. I'm pretty impressed with his Afro Havanese. Like seriously, every cocktail that we did today was pretty good. Like I don't know, like I would not respect this cocktail. It's super complex. I like my choice in rum too because it has those funk notes, which are really nice. But the vermouth comes in so well, and the apricot liqueur really not only blends, I think, with the vermouth and the kind of Jamaican funk to really kind of create that sort of apple pie style flavor, but it really supports the botanicals in the vermouth. It's so prevalent. It's like the vermouth is not hiding at all. It's really prevalent in this cocktail. The apricot brandy is pretty gosh darn good in it, and that little bit of acid from the lemon to just kind of temper the grenadine is like a fantastic drink. It's like, this drink is going in my rotation. It's like a really nice stirred drink. I like it a lot.
I wonder why the book is so obscure.
I mean, I think it's just obscure because like there are a handful of cocktails in there that I think people have been doing and like at good bars, you know?
Yeah, but now you picked like three at
But like
random.
nobody on the internet really like for instance, like Garrett Richard clued us into this book. And he was probably clued into the book from the Snoopy cocktail at Clover Club, which came from Giuseppe Gonzalez, right? So the source of this book, this obscure book, is Giuseppe Gonzalez, who left a copy of it at the Clover Club, right? But then like you don't have a ton of people on the internet saying Stan Jones, Stan Jones, Stan Jones until now.
Right.
I guarantee you now, people are gonna start looking it up and start doing the cocktails and start picking them up, especially after this video, because we've been singing its praises. But I mean, Stan Jones is a goofy looking motherfucker, man, but he can mix a drink. I don't know. I mean, I've been super impressed with all the drinks. So there it is, guys. The apple pie cocktail. So another kind of thing that's kind of funny about this book is that it's in alphabetical order. So it's not, you know, it's not done by spirit. It's just done by okay, I'm getting too fast. I'm gonna slow down. All right, let's get into it. That's not the right drawer. Or that they had some, that there was some, that they had some, I don't even know what the word that I'm looking for is, but that they had like